Hello and welcome back to House Gnome Gaming. This is Frostpunk Winterhome, normal level. We are now working on filling our Dreadnaught up with supplies so that we can evacuate the people for when our generator fails. We have 13 days before the generator completely explodes on us, and we need to get as many people as we can out of the city by then. So we're going to be limited to what we can do based on the Dreadnaught having room for people. These are the number of cabins that we can fill up. We have to turn the decks into cabins by sending steel and steam cores. We've already sent enough steam cores to almost make all the cabins whole, but we are far behind on our steel. We've only got halfway there. We also have to send food, and then of course we have to send people. We really need the level here to match the level here because that's enough food to feed this many people. We're a little behind, but that's because we sent a lot of steel on the first run. The second run we will send a lot of provisions, and then the next run we will send a lot of coal because they also have to have coal for heat. We did clear out a bunch of houses by sending people to the Dreadnaught, but we're going to start filling those up with these amputees because we are going to start really hitting the prosthetics. People can't go to the Dreadnaught unless they have prosthetic limbs. No amputees allowed. So we're going to start making these prosthetics so that we can get the people out, which means as they get their artificial limbs, they leave the care house and move into homes. Especially, we'll probably want to send all the children first, and any children without limbs can't go. That's why they're down here in the prohibited section. So these are people that we need to get ready to send out. All right, we are sending a group of explorers out to the abandoned trailer to get some supplies from it, but there's a chance of death on that one, so we sent them back to the city so that we could take what they were carrying before we sent them back out. Once this group reaches the city, we will disband them because there's no more exploration to be done. All right. We really need this moonshine law. The people are going to start getting upset. We need to work our way to the faith keepers if at all possible. So let's go ahead and start our way up there instead of moonshine.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
And there we go with our first breakdown on the generator. Sir, the generator just quit suddenly. To make matters worse, its stress is rising. The main return valve must have failed. People are terrified that the generator will explode. Our engineers are already working on a temporary fix. The repair station was fully staffed, so the repairs will be finished soon. We have to repair it. While it's being repaired, steam hubs are going to lose heat. During work hours, we can turn the heat on to the individual buildings, but the houses will be cold. As long as we keep the repair station fully staffed, they fix it fairly quickly. Now see, if we had the Faith Keepers, we could send them in to silence them, but we're just going to have to raise hope manually. So by doing evening prayers, we can use a little food to hold another sermon. And that helped to raise the hope. And you can see they're repairing this generator pretty quickly. But it'll start taking longer and longer each time. The generator is operational again and you can turn it on safely. However, the next breakdown will be more difficult to repair. If you keep engineers employed at the repair station, they will monitor the generator. When it breaks down again, they will repair it faster. Okay. So we've got the generator back on, and you can see this little red bar right here shows the stress level. So it starts out with some overdrive stress on it now. Also, the circles around the steam hub, the heat circles, are going to be small. Now, our current research will make that circle bigger because we're going to update the range on the hubs. So that will help mitigate that impact.
The work shift starts.
Okay, so everything is warm again. And our hub ranges spread out. I think this one we can bring in. Yeah, I think at the moment we can bring all our hubs in. Save a little bit of coal. But eventually, I'm going to have them on setting 2. Right now, I don't think we need to. Okay, we have just enough wood to get the house insulation going. So let's do that. And we'll get a couple more prosthetics built as well. Alright, so these scouts are back. We're going to disband them. Sir, a doctor who tended to our children during the journey north is here to talk to you about their evacuation. The youngest ones should be evacuated to the Dreadnaught immediately. The condition here will only get worse, and we can't take risks with their health. So we can send the youngest children, which will give us a small hope increase. We can promise to send all of them, which will give a big hope increase, or we can say, no, we're not going to do that. We'll try and send all the children. This is usually not that hard of a task. And it gave us a big hope boost, so we got that off of our task list. Okay, we're going to send most of the food on the next trip, which will get us a fairly high food stock on board. We're going to save 200 rations because that will help us with feeding the people that are currently in the city, which is 545 of them. But we've got all of our hunters' hangars and everything working, so that'll fill back up. And we want to send the children. Currently, we only have 24 that we are capable of sending, and that's because we have a bunch of kids working. So you can see they're in the coal gathering, houses of healing, and the cookhouses. Let's go ahead and switch some of these children with regular workers. Which allows us to send 50. And we can do that in 8 hours. Sir, a doctor's here to see you. He wants to speak with you about the child amputees. Some of our children had to undergo amputation and won't survive the perilous journey to the Dreadnaught. To evacuate them, we have to provide them with prosthetics, urgently, and we will see to that. So, 10 prosthetics, it looks like. And we can certainly handle that. Okay, now we have the house insulation research, so that is the best we can do for the housing for when the generator breaks down. We'll have to upgrade all the remaining tents and bunkhouses into houses, but we can't do anything else with this. I'm going to do the repair station efficiency so that they're faster with the next repair. I'm going to start tearing down tents that are empty. And as we have people get their prosthetics, we will rebuild the tents into houses as necessary. Because we're going to have to start making sure that all of our housing is a lot closer to any of the steam hubs. Okay. That'll get us a little wood as well. Alright, we are going to send this final group to the abandoned trailer. And actually, we will change the steel storage over to coal now. Not quite time to send the next transport.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Hey, and by tearing down those houses, you can see we've cleared up some room directly around some of the steam hubs, so we can put houses there and then tear down some of these other tents. Because we want our housing now to cluster as tightly around these hubs as we can. Let's go ahead and build. Right around that one. How many tents do we have left? 13. And one homeless citizen. Sir, we have some bad news concerning the Dreadnaught. The space aboard is limited. We can and should build additional cabins, but we won't be able to save everyone in Winterhome. The rumor about limited space are already circulating in the city. People are tense and anxious. I see. Almost time to do another sermon. We got our houses going up. Keep those prosthetics coming. And now, because we sent more children out, have more empty places. All right, empty house, empty house, empty house. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, 5 more tents after those are closed down. We don't want to get rid of all of our empty slots because we are going to have people coming out of the care houses, and they're going to need a place to live. All right, we have reached the abandoned trailer. A trailer that the 3rd Dreadnaught was hauling. They have steam cores and steel. This is one of the enormous cargo trailers designed to be hauled by the Dreadnaughts. They carried all kinds of goods from construction materials to coal and food rations to scout sledges and steam cores. The trailer is balanced precariously on the edge of a deep ravine. It was abandoned when the ice bridge cracked under its weight. We could take the supplies that can be safely reached or risk entering the trailer to carry out more. So for safe, we get 1 steam core and 176 steel. We risk carrying it. We get 2 steam cores and 366 steel, or we could just walk away. We're going to risk it because I want those steam cores. We may lose everything, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. And we lost them. The scouts failed to respond to repeated calls. They probably fell into the ravine with the trailer. Well, you win some, you lose some. Alright, well, lost out on those steam cores. When we dismantle this coal mine and the wall drill, we'll get steam cores out of those. And then once all the prosthetics are done, we will get steam cores
Brace yourselves. Hold is coming.
from this building as well. Alright, how is...
The work shift starts.
Not on. And get out of the way. And turn that on. Alright, and one more. No, let's go with advanced heaters. Yeah. Just out of curiosity. Okay, so I think once we get the advanced heaters, I'm gonna shut down one workshop and move them into the factory. Alright, Faith Keepers. So we're gonna sign the Faith Keepers Law.
Hear me, hear me.
That's the last thing that we're going to take from that tree. It's got to be near heat. Speaking of heat, setting one. Sir, my only son was sent to the Dreadnaught. Could I go in the next transport to join him? His mother died in the Great Fire when it took our house. He has no one but me, and I'm afraid he won't survive alone. I'm going to send him because I want the hope boost. Yeah, you'd think. See the complaining? You'd think it would give us a hope hit, but it actually doesn't. Okay, and then we'll do the repair efficiency. And we will go ahead and tear this one down and put these 3 guys here. Then our prosthetics will be a lot more efficient.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Workers. Yeah, they like that. And we can use food to do a nighttime procession there. And we're going to replace these children with workers. Okay, so we've got 50 more kids to send on the next transport. And then we'll start shutting some things down so that we can move workers into these other buildings. There's our Faith Keepers leading our procession. Really close to being able to send our next one, so I'm going to send that one guy. Let's try again, that one guy. This time we're going to max him out with coal. And there they go. We sent our father, so hope has risen. We sent coal, so we've got room in our storage again. Sir, a large group of angry people wants to leave the city and go to the Dreadnaught on their own. They feel cheated because you give priority to some people getting on the evacuation transport. No more playing God, shouts a worker shaking his grease-stained fist. You won't get to judge who'll be saved and who'll die anymore. So we can let them go, which will affect our hope. Or we can use lethal force and kill some of them off, and people will get hurt. No, just let them go. Go die out there. Unfortunately, that was some of our engineers. But we do what we can. And that means we're going to have to take a few of the engineers off, put them on the prosthetics, and our research will slow down. We need to send 2,500 more coal. Burning more than we're making. We can tear down 14 houses. So we're going to need to rework some things here. How many bunkhouses do we have left? 8. Okay, these are the bunkhouses right here. Oh, those are tents. House, bunkhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could tear this whole thing right here down, and I think we're going to. It'll get us some resources, save a little coal. And actually, we don't need to be up the swarm. Let that generator, our steam hub run, keep people from getting cold while they tear this stuff down. Sir, we've found stowaways in the evacuation center. Some people are so afraid that they're unwilling to wait their turn and want to make for the Dreadnaught on their own by stealing supplies or hiding in the transport. If we let this escalate, we won't be able to carry out the evacuation in an orderly fashion. We're going to need to send the guards in for that one. There's no getting around it.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming. Work time. Get back to work.
Okay, 2 more kids with prosthetics. 27 total amputees. Alright, and the repair station efficiency is done. Go ahead and do that one so we can get the rest of those prosthetics quicker. They're taking a while. And we can now tear down wall drill. gets us a steam core.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Really close on the coal. Let me get rid of this coal mine. Okay. Need to send some more food. Need to send the rest of these children as well. Only have 2 days to do that. How much food left? Quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to tear that down. Need to get our steel up as well. We're maxed out on what we can send. We have 5. Alright, all the children's prosthetics are done. 5. Okay, that'll be the last of the children. I'm going to send that. Get that hope bonus, which is a pretty significant hope bonus. And let's get as much of this going as we can. Okay, so we got all the kids sent out. Sir, all the children have been evacuated to the Dreadnaught. People are relieved to know that the kids are safe and everyone has put themselves to work with a greater determination. Excellent. And as soon as this book of laws cools down, we'll switch over to moonshine. Here goes our generator again, but of course we had a whole bunch of engineers flee, so it won't be repaired quite as quickly as the last time. So let's make everybody drunk really fast.
New law. A new law has passed.
And we'll need to upgrade the rest of these bunkhouses. Not much can be done. They ran. Sir, there's too little food in the hold of the Dreadnaught to feed the people already aboard. If we set out like this, some of us might starve during the journey. Yeah, we're not worried about that. I know we're short on food. Okay, everybody is warm enough at work.
Get going. Time to earn your
Okay. 16 more prosthetics. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we'll take efficient gathering, then the gathering post installation. And got cold housing now. Still repairing the generator, go figure. One, two, three. Okay, we can tear down 3 old houses completely. And you guys can stay there. Pretty far away. We'll tear you down. And I want to see what the steam hub circles look like once we're repaired before I tear these guys down. And keep working. Getting some workers as the prosthetics are done. Heat zone range reduced by 10%. And I think that's going to be the last of the research that we're going to need to do. So once we get this researched, we'll get rid of these workshops. Okay, and we can shut this building down. We're not going to tear it down just yet, in case we get more people with prosthetic needs. And we can move these engineers over here for the time being. I think we need 2 more steam hubs to get deck 5. Okay, we need to send food. Which doing a really good job on. Let's max that out. And that should be the last of the coal that we need. Maybe. 842. No, we'll have to send one more thing of coal. We're just going to make this a resource run. We're not going to send any people. Still got 8 days. All right. House. How many bunkhouses do we have left? 5. Okay, we'll build those 2 bunkhouses. We'll upgrade these 2, and then we can get rid of these 3. Don't really need to take any more laws, but we'll go ahead and do the organ transplant so that any sick people get
Listen, everyone.
well faster.
Law is signed.
All right, so that's it for that. Tear that down. Tear that down. We have a lot of coal. 3 days worth. It's not quite enough. So we'll move these engineers and the new workers into the coal gathering business. We're going to tear down the coal mine and move the people in there. Also, in the coal gathering business over here. Wait, who's short? Somebody was short. None of you were short. Okay.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
We're still short. All right. So that maxes out our coal. That's pretty high on our cabins. Sum that one more time. What's our food doing? Not really cooking up our food quite fast enough. Needed to cook that food faster. Let's put you guys on extended shifts. Because we need to send the rest of the food to the Dreadnaught. Nope, keep working. Alright, we need more steel, more people, more food, and once we tear down this prosthetic facility, we'll have the last steam core that we need. So yeah, this is a good place to sign off. We'll keep working on gathering the stuff that we need in the next episode. It's pretty difficult, even in this lower level, to get everything you need to perfectly max out the Dreadnaught. So we may not be able to get all of the people on there, and that's okay. As long as we get the majority of the people on there and we get it launched, it's a success. These are optional goals that we're working on now, which is 500 people, 5,000 food, and all 5 cabins. We've actually met all of the baseline goals once we hit the second section of evacuation and sent off the 5,000 coal. That was the immediate goal of the scenario. Now we're just working on the optional goals. And I can tell you, once you get up to the higher difficulty levels, it is near impossible to get all 3 of the optional goals. Now, I am positive that there are people out there that have done it, but it's a real challenge for me to do it. And sometimes even at the normal level, decisions that I make come back and bite me in the butt because I take long breaks in between playing this so that it's more fresh. I mean, I know what's coming up, but I make different decisions every time just to see how it goes. And that's just the way that I play it. So we may not make all the optional goals, but we did make the baseline goals, and now it's just a matter of running out those options and trying to get the best outcome that we can. So I will see you next time when we try and finish this up. Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. If you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when new videos come out. Once again, I'm House Gnome Gaming. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.